Starting live video. Oop.
Your coffee.
Spill my coffee? Yikes. Yikes. How do I look?
Is that angle weird?
It's just different because we usually have it on the other side. Like this is usually over there.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do it straight. I normally have this in here.
Yeah, but I mean this is over
This,
just a
yeah.
little bit more.
I'm gonna move this like that.
A little more.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Hello there, how are we doing? Oh, forgot to even put this on. Housing Debrief. Episode 1 million. Yes, we have another housing debrief. Now we're only going live once a week. It's the middle of summer and the housing market is revving completely on all cylinders, and it has been very, very busy. So I want to bring my children over here who are just working out. Weren't you?
They said
Yeah, sweaty.
Come on. They don't want to come
they
over.
just did a workout.
They just did a workout, but I do have Sunny here. She wants to come live. Maybe they'll come and join us at the end. Oh wow, they are sweaty. That was hard. They did one of Mommy's workouts and found that what Mommy does is very hard. So hello, let's go ahead and begin this housing debrief. And if you put questions, I'm not going to do a Q&A today. It's every other week, so it'll be next Friday. However, I will answer any questions that somebody has within the stream. So go ahead and ask any question, and I'll get to it when I'm able to. But without further ado, let's begin housing debrief. All right, I think it's episode 35. So I'm a quantitative economics decision sciences major, UC San Diego, 29 years in the business, Orange County native, Capitol Valley High School grad, 9 kids, and an avid runner. And I work out of my home office and our bonus room. Used to be the office a long time ago. Anyways, we're a Brady Bunch family. Family. I brought 6, she brought 2. I adopted her, she adopted mine, and we had a bonus guy, Siki. That's right. And we do have a birthday coming up, don't we, Sonny?
Yep.
Next month, her birthday. So we're already getting prepared for it, talking about it. So that's why it's on the top of my mind. And I've also been in the press, and our company is Reports on Housing, your local real estate snapshot. And so most reports talk about closed sales, and they've talked about closed sales in the month of June, and they're better than May, not as good as last year, and then July will be even better. But I don't like to operate any kind of vehicle looking in the rearview mirror. It's very hard to look backwards and drive a car. So it doesn't really matter so much as to where we've been, it matters where we're going. Where are we today? Active listing inventory, that's supply, and demand, that's the last 30 days worth of pending sales. That's the velocity of the market. So it kind of tells you the speed that we're going. And from that, I can give you the expected market time. So how long is it going to take from us placing the home on the market to opening up escrow? It's kind of like what you want to know. So how much further do I have to drive? So you have the speed and demand, and you have the supply. That's the amount of homes on the market. You kind of look at that as the number of cars on the road. If there are too many cars, you're going to be going a lot slower as a seller. But it's smooth sailing right now with very little competition for sellers, and you're traveling at a great rate of speed because demand is high, and you're able to get to your destination a lot faster. So, expectations. That's what this report is all about setting. Buyers, sellers, and empowers agents and anybody in the real estate industry, and buyers and sellers also, to make proper decisions, to understand the market, to articulate exactly what's going on. And we have reports in LA, Orange County, Riverside, San Bernardino, and San Diego. This last week was San Bernardino and Riverside reports came out. And we just crunched the numbers. That's what I'm bringing. I do it for all of SoCal on this Thursday, so that's yesterday. And there's a report that's coming out on Monday. Basically, if you're a subscriber or you're about to subscribe, I'm going to talk about where do we go from here. For the rest of the year, where are we going to go? Because that's what a lot of people seem to want to talk about. I've read some articles on it, and I have the data to back up where I think we are going. And the most recent one that came out, which will be 2 weeks ago for San Diego, LA, and Orange County, this coming up Monday. So the last one that came out was called "Why Do Some Homes Sit?" And yes, regardless of how hot the market is, there are always homes that are not finding success. And that's what this report is about, is being able to articulate to sellers, homeowners, people, why do some of these homes sit when the market's so hot, Stephen? So that's what this report answers. And the report, then I first talk about so every report I have one main theme that I talk about and go into detail and provide some sort of chart and statistics to back it up. And then I talk about the active listing inventory. Where are we at right now? What's the trend? What does it look like compared to last year? And then I do demand. What is the speed of the market? What is it doing right now? What does it do compared to last year? And also the expected market time. What does it look like right now? And then I go over the luxury end. I have a summary that's you're able to post to social media and anything that is publicly facing on the internet. And then we have the active listings broken down by city, the demand, that's the velocity of the market, the speed, and then the expected market time, how quickly till we open up escrow. And I compared to 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 1 year ago, and Orange County has 2 years ago. We have to wait till we get to that 2-year mark for the rest of Southern California, which will be in the start of 2021. And then we go over what the different ranges look like for attached, detached, and also for all homes. And then we have a closed sales thing, because I still bring closed sales even though I'm not a big fan of it. And then I talk about the number of distressed in various communities. There's not a whole heck of a lot of it. That's what I'm going to be talking about momentarily. And then I go over the Southern California market and what's going on in the various counties. So go to reportsonhousing.com. That's REPORTS on housing.com and click on subscribe. And I have FAQ and sample report sections so you can test drive it, see what it looks like. And this thing comes out every 2 weeks, like I said, and I just alternate between the Inland Empire and along the coast. And so that means that there's 26 reports. 2 months, there are 3 reports. Every other month has the couple reports. And it's not the 1st and the 15th, it's every other Monday that it comes out. And you can subscribe at reportsonhouse.com. It's $15 per month or $150 per year. You get a month free if you use the coupon code JULY. That is our coupon code. And I'd like to thank our incredible sponsor. That is Kevin Buddy. Kevin Buddy, I've known him for a long time. He's absolutely fantastic. He does some of his videos as well, and he's just a wealth of knowledge because he's been entrenched in real estate for a very, very long time. And he has more than one kind of borrower, his company, and they have more than one kind of loan. And when it comes to qualifying borrowers, look no further than Monarch Coast Financial to offer unique lending solutions. And they have everything from full doc loans, the normal loans, all the way to alternative documentation, investing in financing, and private money loans. So everything from full documentation to private money. So turn to Kevin Buddy for all that good stuff. And experience counts. You can count on him to find financial solutions to help more buyers finance their dream home. And you know why? Because he's been doing this since 1976. He's been doing mortgage lending, helping so many buyers and so many realtors with their financial needs. So absolutely fantastic. You can contact Kevin Buddy and let him help you by just calling 949-422-2075. That's 949-422-2075. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate your sponsorship. And we have Zeke. Did you wake up already, Zeke? Come here, Zeke. Of course, I'm going to go into some summer fun photos, but there's nothing more fun than a 2-year-old. Say hi.
Hi.
Did you just wake up from your nap?
Yeah.
You asked to go take naps, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like naps?
Yeah.
Are you learning to swim?
Yeah.
Can you say anything other than yeah?
Yeah.
Say, how are you doing?
Hi.
Say, have a good day.
I'm there.
What's the name of your dog?
Dog.
No, our dog. What's the name of our doggie?
Dog.
Luna.
Luna.
Yeah, Luna. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Give me a kiss. Always good seeing Zeke in the middle of one of our episodes. Right around his wake up time. But summer fun photos. Let's get into those. Yes. Well, son, it was July of 2020 that we really just gave up. House wine combined with Cheez-Its. This is good stuff. I can't even believe it's real. But it is. $24.99. Cheez-Its with your house wine. McDonald's ain't messing around. Doesn't sit on their stools. Uber driver making sure I get some of that sweet AC in the back. That's some good stuff right there. It's called quarantine coffee. It's just like normal coffee, but it has margarita in it and also no coffee. Warning, it's going to be a really bad dad joke again. Warning. And in the end, mankind used so much toilet paper, they wiped themselves out. Did you hear? Did you hear my kids in the background? They thought that was funny. All right. Thank you very much. And now they will all be dismissed because they don't want to watch the rest of this housing stuff unless it's sunny. She's sticking around for the moment. And so is Mason. We'll see how long it lasts. The Southern California housing market, we're still in the midst of spring. I know, it's summer. But have you seen all the fog that we've had in the morning? It's even acting like spring here in SoCal along the beach. We're getting lots and lots of fog, and we're in, end of July? We're getting to the end of July? That's what's going on. So we're still experiencing spring. We've got even the ocean fooled and the coastal area. So housing, I've said it over and over again. I don't know how else to say it. It's hot. It is spicy hot. Just off the charts, like you burned your mouth. It's so hot. Those buyers are going, oh my gosh, I can't believe how hot this is. Hand me the milk. Yes, that's how hot it is. And I'm going to give some slides for perspective. And this will give you a perspective of where we are right now today. And it beats as far as how low the inventory is. We have not seen inventory this low since May of 2013. That's a long time ago, where we've experienced this level of inventory. So it's really low. There's not enough out there. And matter of fact, it continues to drive in the downward direction, and it's doing it early. We're supposed to do that in the fall, but partly due to the number of homes coming on the market, partly because of what's going on overall in how hot demand is right now. So this is where we are right now, and this is actually, as of yesterday, 26,275. It says down 3% in 2 weeks. So yes, it's going down. It's continuing to go down. It was down 4% the 2 weeks prior. Now it's down 3%. It's still going down. So inventory is getting less and less across the board. And that's for all of Southern California. Each market, you'll have to subscribe to the housing report to see exactly what it's doing. But last year, we were at 44,346. That's 69% more homes on the market than where we were at today. That's the purple line. Even 2017, this was a very, very hot market. And this is where we are right now, experiencing this level of inventory. Like I said, we haven't experienced this kind of low inventory since when everything started to rev on all engines in 2013. So COVID-19 is still suppressing supply. It was suppressing supply and demand. Actually, it kind of just delayed demand, but it's still suppressing supply. But let me tell you, things are changing. The number of new for sale signs in the past 4 weeks, that's the last past 4 weeks compared to the 5-year average. So it is down 10%. So there's 10% fewer number of homes coming on the market. But if you've been watching this house in Debrief for some time, this is changing. And here's how it's changing. So yesterday it was 10% off for the last 4 weeks. Then last week it was 13% off compared to the 4 weeks of that same time period. 3 weeks ago it was 20% less, fewer home owners come on the market. 8 weeks ago it was 44% less, fewer homes coming on the market. So you can see it's gone from 44%, which is a lot fewer homes coming on the market, which was adding to the problem of not enough homes on the market, down to 10%. So what's going on right now is COVID-19 is losing its grip on the homeowners placing their homes on the market. And if you're a homeowner, there are ways around this. If you have your home in a range that's hot, and you can see it by looking at one of the reports for our county, for your county, Orange County, LA, San Bernardino, San Diego, Riverside. Pick your county, pick your city, pick your price range. You can kind of see how hot the market is. And based upon that is, you know, if you're in a hot range, which is anything that is like 45 days or less, gosh, you can still place your home on the market, have everybody come through the home on the same day. Like let's say it's Tuesday of next week. And then you have everybody come through, and then afterwards there are companies out there that will do a deep clean, do a total deep cleaning of the house, and then the homeowners can come back, and then you exercise the pitting one offer against each other and get your home sold, and you don't have to open it up to so many people. Now, you need to read my last one about why homes sit to understand what you need to do to get your home prepared to sell as quickly as possible and take advantage of how hot the market is today. So Southern California demand is just been off the charts. It's like this. There's a lot of buyers out there looking to purchase and take advantage of these low rates. COVID-19 absolutely is not suppressing demand at all anymore. As a matter of fact, if I look across, and this is where we are today, to where were we before, and goes back to 2012 for all of Southern California. Orange County, I've been doing it since 2004, but 2012 for all of SoCal. And you can see the last time that we had it that low was August of 2012, or that high demand. Sorry. Thinking inventory, but no, demand. So we have not experienced this height of demand since August of 2012, and this gives you the proper perspective of how hot it is. This was the start of this year, this was March, and then all of a sudden it dove, and then it's been rising like crazy. So you can see where we are today compared to the past, and we are pumping on all cylinders. And Southern California demand, year over year, this is where we are right now, kind of off on its own. And yesterday, 21,192. That was up 4% in 2 weeks. So we kind of leveled off. I said we're probably going to continue to level off and kind of like hit a plateau, but we actually went up, and we're probably going to hit that plateau. And last year we were at 16,131. That's 24% less. That's the orange line. So the difference between last year and this year. And remember, I was even showing 2017 was a hot year, and I showed you where the inventory was compared to 2017, so far less. And then look at demand. Demand is so much more, even compared to the really hot year of 2017. So the time to sell is right now. The alarm clocks are going off. There's a reason for that. Why do I say right now is really good? Because I wonder what happened. Okay. I'm going to have to tell you exactly why. 2 reasons. Number one is we're peaking right now. This is the time to go ahead and do it. So we're starting to peak in terms of demand, and that peak is happening. That peak is happening right here. Typically it happens between April and the middle of May, and that's where we peak. But we moved it forward because of what happened with COVID-19, and now we're peaking probably very soon. So it's right here, probably this next report will be the peak, and then it'll start to come down. So that's where I think that we're gonna hit that peak, and then after that, kids go back to school. That's where there are more distractions. Families don't like to move as much. So yes, there are fewer buyers that want to purchase. It's still going to be elevated because of how low rates are, but it is still going to be coming down. And but at the same time, the number of homes coming on the market also comes down. It's also the corollary. You might not want to purchase during this time period, but you also might not want to list your home after the kids go back to school. So that's why they kind of happen at that same rate. But what happens with demand is after kids go back to school is we start to trail down. So it's just a matter of, do we continue to go out into August a little bit? We may, but then after the kids go back to school, it's going to be down. So just understand, the water's really good. It's a really, really good time to be a seller and placing your home on the market, and that's because right now demand is peaking. It's at its highest threshold. At the same time, we have a very, very low supply. So those two, the recipe of those two, make it, the water's perfect. The waves are good, the water's warm, you don't need a wetsuit. It's not like the middle of winter where it's chilly and you need a full suit and a wetsuit. So as far as the expected market time year over year, this is where we are right now. And if I draw a line across as far as expected market time being this low, that's you place your home on the market, when are you going to go into escrow? Check this out. It's the, it is, I should say lowest. I don't know why I did that, darn it. God, I proved everything too. Lowest, that says lowest. It's the lowest since tracking in 2012. That's the lowest level. If you see that, all the way across, we have not experienced it before. So we've been a lot higher. This was in the midst of the pandemic at the beginning when we had the lockdown, and this is how far it has come down. I do this for perspective so you could see. And this, way up over here, was when we had 5% interest rates. And then what happened is interest rates started to fall, and we did this. And this just goes back to 2012. It's very interesting to see what happened with this chart for Orange County when you go back further. Because I went back all the way to 2004 and I've been tracking the data. The Himalayas look even larger. They're off the charts. They're up there. So pretty spectacular. So as far as the expected market time, like I said, it's the lowest since tracking in 2012. And yesterday was at 37 days, dropped 3 more days. So it was at 40 days, now we're at 37 days for all of SoCal. SoCal last year, 82 days. The difference between this year and last year, there. 2017 was that very, very hot year. You could see we're well below all of 2017 as far as expected market time for Southern California. And as far as where are we going to go from here, it's going to be this slow, methodical grind up. You can't really tell much in the marketplace. So all those buyers are saying, yes, kids go back to school, it's going to be a lot more favorable for me. There are actually fewer homes that come on the market historically. So, and I've heard lots of things about waves of homeowners coming on the market, especially once the forbearance ends, and I'm not part of that camp. I've been doing a lot of research for it, just don't think it's going to happen, and I'll get into more of those kind of numbers momentarily for part of the reason. And then after that, we'll get into the holidays, and the expected market time rises a little bit at the very, very end of the year. Typically right around Thanksgiving and all the other holidays. So LA County, as far as the expected market time is concerned, is at 46 days, dropped 2 in the last 2 weeks. We have Orange County's at 43 days, dropped 3. Riverside County's at 31 days, dropped 2. San Bernardino, 26-day expected market time. Do you know what that means? Their inventory is lower than the last 30 days worth of pending sales. So they have more in the last 30 days worth of pending sales than they do even have inventory right now to feed that. So that is just extremely hot, sizzling hot, to the point where it's very hard to transact because you're moving so quickly if you're representing buyers, sellers too. I mean, that they fly off the market. But there are still homes that sit, which is why you need a copy of the report so that you're able to articulate to homeowners exactly why these homes are sitting. San Diego County at 34 days. They shed 4 days in the last couple weeks. So you can see, I mean, this is historically very hot markets. This is the last time we saw markets this hot was like 2013 levels. So it's really hot out there right now. But let's talk about foreclosures. I wanted to talk a little bit about foreclosures because I've been hearing a lot of people talking about it. I've been listening to talking heads talk about it. I've read lots of articles. My issue is I read these articles and they're saying things and they're not backing them up with data. There are plenty of YouTube shows that come on, videos that talk about this wave of distress. Yet when you listen to the entire thing, they give anecdotal reasons, but there's nothing to back it up. They don't have these kind of charts. Well, this isn't the chart, but because a lot of people are expecting the wave, and that's what I'm hearing. And this is Southern California distressed is where we are right now. You can see this is where we are currently, right now, all the way over here. That's not many. That is about 500 total short sales and foreclosures for all of Southern California actively on the market right now. It's not a whole heck of a lot. It's just sparingly out there. You're very, very hard pressed to find something like that. This is where it was in 2012. You could see it was close to 12,000 for all of Southern California. And that's the difference between there, back then, and where we are today. And I know you're thinking, well, this is the calm before the storm. But I want to go a little bit further. Yesterday, we were at, why does it say that? Anyways, I don't know why I did that, because I just gave you the numbers. 500 versus 12,000. So this is where Orange County was, but I want to show you. So that snapshot of where that last slide was at in 2012, this was the same time period. And Southern California all did this. And you're wondering how come we had these dips? Because there was a lot that went into escrow when we had various things where if you are a first-time home buyer, you get like a $8,000 credit on your taxes. So free. And that's what they were, that motivated a lot of people to purchase, then they expired and they did it again, that type of thing. So that's why you get these weird bumps. But you could see this was where it looks very much like that last slide. But if you go backwards, this is 2008. That is when we had the height of short sales and foreclosures. And embedded in this is total short sales and foreclosures. This green is active short sales and this is active foreclosures. This was just Orange County, but all of Southern California and all the United States kind of mirrored this, where it was a height, then it started to come down with those different credits for first-time home buyers, and then it came up a little bit, and then it dropped after we recovered, and this was 2012, the beginning of our recovery, all the way to where we are today. So 2012 was the beginning, and then as values came up, fewer and fewer distressed homes. So I show you this because you're looking at that last slide with 12,000, and it was a lot higher because this one is at like 3,250 and this is 6,000. It's almost double that. So it was over 20,000 probably at the time for all of Southern California. I just don't have the data for all of Southern California that goes back to 2004. But of all the active forbearances, and this is where I'm hearing it from a lot of the peanut gallery out there where they're saying, well, there's a lot of homes in forbearance and they're going to expire, and that 6-month period is going to be coming up, and when they do that, some of them are going to come on the market and some of them are going to be unemployed and they're going to have a hard time selling their homes, so they're going to be a foreclosure or short sale because they have to move. However, in forbearance right now, if you read this, it's 77% have at least 20% equity. This is 59% have 30% equity or more in their home. That means that even if they are unemployed, which chances are they're not, but even if they're unemployed, then they can still tap into their equity to sell. Same thing with 20% to 30%, that's 18%, so that's 77 total. 10 to 20 is another 13%. You can still tap into your equity and sell and not be a short sell or foreclosure. So if you look at that, 0 to 10% is 9, that's equity, and then this is negative equity people. So it's 10% is vulnerable. And it takes about 6% to sell your home. So if you're looking at about 6%, 6 to 7%, you're looking at not 10%, but probably closer to 6% of everything in forbearance that is vulnerable if they lost their job. So this is the vulnerable class. It's not even going to be all of them because some of them still will be gainfully employed on the other side of this. So there will be some, but very, very small. And you're going, how could that be? This doesn't make sense. Because we are in a market that is appreciating. We're here in the West. the appreciation is 5.5% year over year for our region. And you can do the math on various areas like San Bernardino and Riverside County. I mean, they're at 7% year over year median sales price difference, and it's pretty darn strong across the board, all of Southern California. And we have high demand and very little inventory, which is a recipe for values to continue to go up, which when you have values that are continuing to go up, this equity slide changes. We get more people that fall into these buckets over here and fewer people that fall into these buckets. So there's even fewer people that are exposed and vulnerable if they lose their job and they need to sell their home. So as far as distress is concerned, I just don't see it. But I know it's a recession. It's a recession. Shouldn't it be like the last recession? That's what so many people are saying. Just because it happened last time does not mean it happens again. Here's the thing. I don't like to recall a recession. I like to call it a pandestion. There wasn't one industry that brought this thing down. It is this overall pandemic, and we shut it down. So there was a lot of health prior to this pandestion that we're experiencing right now. So, and I'm here to say that in the last 5 recessions, it was only 1991, which was the savings and loan scandal, and 2008 where we saw mass depreciation of values of homes. And it was the industry of real estate that led these, which is why we saw caving of prices. Real estate was on very, very strong footing prior to this. It's on strong footing right now. It just is not going to be what it is, how it's going to play out. We have 2001, 1981, 1980, other recessions back in the past where it did not affect housing. And that is how things are going to materialize right now going forward. I know everybody remembers that burn of the Great Recession, so that's what we all go back to. We go back to that big last burn and we say, man, that was a big one, so it must happen again. That's not necessarily how it happened, because we learned from that, and we have not been repeating our mistakes, and we've been applying plenty of sunscreen to avoid an issue. So that is why the overall market is insulated quite a bit from this mass wave of foreclosures. Also, you hear a lot of people talk about unemployment, and you know, there is a ton of unemployment out there. And I showed this earlier, but you have to understand, I showed this last week, but this is very important to drive home the point of why there's not going to be a ton of distress, because who are the workers that are having an issue? The workers are not the educated, as far as bachelor's degree or above. The unemployment rate for them is down. It's 2%, and 25 to 54 is down 8.8%. All unemployment down 10.5%. It's the 16 to 24 year olds. It's a lot of people in retail. It's a lot of people in the entertainment. It's a lot of people in the food services and restaurants and dining. You know, amusement parks, that's where it's down 20.6%. That's huge. And then overall, no high school diploma, down 25.8%. So you can see most homeowners are going to fit into this category right here. Not all, but I mean, a lot of them will, and that's why it's a bit more insulated. And also, older homeowners are more insulated as well, the kind that own homes. So as far as distress is concerned, I just see a ripple. I see a ripple. I do not see that wave. So I'm going to give a real quick market overview and tell you it is also a really good time to buy. And that's why demand is so hot. And the reason for that is mortgage interest rates are still extremely low. Yesterday came out, we hit an all-time low of 2.98%, but oops, this is not the updated slide. It is now at 3.01% right now. So this was last week. This is right now. We're at 3.01%. So you can see last week was a record. 3.01% is the second lowest historically, going back to the 70s. So that's a long time, and which has instigated a lot of demand. And also, home values are up, so are going up. You know, might not be at the voracious, the furious pace that we've had in other years, but if we keep up this really, really low supply and a lot of demand, it will be home values going up faster than anybody would like to, myself included. I'm only rooting for it to beat inflation, and for me, I feel comfortable with 2-3%. That's it. I don't feel comfortable when I hear 5, 6, 7% year over year, because then we are starting to fuel a bubble if it goes too quickly. So that's what I'm rooting for, and I'm hoping that everything that's going on with COVID-19, that it'll kind of keep a lid on how quickly home values are going up. So speaking of coronavirus, I just have a couple things that I'm going to talk about because I don't want this W-shaped recovery, and it's very, very important to watch this because what happens with coronavirus, if we are not mindful enough, we get these shutdowns. We can blame whoever we want, but you know what? We need to wear a mask. That's what I've said from the very beginning. It's because I've done lots and lots of research, and I'm a very, very logical person, and the more research I do, the more I just come to the conclusion of we just got to do what these other countries have done, and that's wear a mask and socially distance. So that's what we've done. As far as the world's concerned, a week ago we were at 13,925,000, and today we're at 15,636,000. That's how rapidly the numbers are going up in 1 week. And as far as this is the 7-day moving average, so you can see they look at the last 7 days, and this is the average, and you can see it's going the wrong direction. We were at 219,500 a week ago that we were placing on at new. Now we're at 243,700. So we're almost adding 250,000 per day. That's what we're headed to, and this doesn't look like it's slowing down yet or hitting any type of a peak like this. That's what we need to watch for. I'm hoping it happens right around that 250,000 mark. So I got my fingers crossed that we slow this down a bit. As far as the United States is concerned, you see this? This was the average when we were averaging right around 30,000, and we got to a top, and I was thinking, thank goodness we're at a top. Well, we were at 3,626,000 a week ago, and we're at 4,091,000 today. And if you look at where we're at as far as that 7-day moving average is concerned, at least we stopped going up. That's the bright side. The not so bright side is we're still averaging 65,000. We were 65,500 a week ago. We're at 66,000 today. So we're not adding a whole heck of a lot on over the last 7 days. Kind of like hit that peak and kind of even came down yesterday. So what does this say? It means we're kind of peaking now. We're adding about 66,000, but that's not as good as when we were averaging 30,000 per day. So we're averaging a lot more positives as far as the coronavirus is concerned. And as far as the death rate is concerned, there's been a lot of stuff that's been going around talking about how how nobody has a low death rate like us. Well, that's because they take the total number and they take of positives, that 4 million, and divide it by the number of people that die. And yeah, we look good when we have that many people, when we have that 4 million and this many people that die. However, if you look at the death rate per 100,000 citizens, United Kingdom is the worst. Then it's Chile, then it's the United States, and then it keeps on going down. And there are a lot of countries that are having problems in South America right now. They're coming online, and their deaths per 100,000 is not good at all. Like Brazil's has been going like this really fast, and they were late to the party as far as when they came on because South America started a little bit later. And this is COVID-19 testing. We need to be below 5%. We were there in June, and that means you can do contact tracing and all that stuff. And right now we're at 9.2%. That was as of yesterday. It's 9.2% positive rate. We need to get that down. The only way to get that down is to do 1 million tests per day or more. So that's where we want to get to. They've talked about that is their goal of getting there. By September, we should be able to do a lot more, but we got to get there faster than September so that we can get this thing under control. Everybody wears masks, get these positive rate down, do contact tracing. California, 365,000 a week ago at 430,000. The big news in the last week was California has now surpassed the state of New York. Florida is number 3. They're going to pass the state of New York too because New York is not adding as many as California and Florida are. And in 1 week ago, we were averaging 8,889 cases for the 7-day moving average, and now we're at 9,438. So we were here, and then we came up here, and now we plateaued though. I haven't seen a plateau since, gosh, we kept on slightly going up. This is the first time I've seen a good plateau since like day 35 through 45 of the pandemic. So finally we've hit a plateau, but the plateau is we're adding a lot of cases, 9,000 plus per day. So we need to get those numbers down. We need to start to see this go down, and that's the only way we can do that is by social distancing and wearing masks. That's it. Macroeconomic outlook. All right. the initial unemployment claims, this is because of the Sun Belt and California, actually went up. So it went from 1.3 up to 1.4. And the reason was because we reversed the direction of unlocking the economy and more people became unemployed again. So that number actually went up. And if you look backwards, this was the Great Recession. That was the highest number at 1.4 million. You draw a line across. We are exceeding what happened during the Great Recession. As far as continued unemployment claims, a lot of these people that were unemployed before have actually gone back to work. Continuous is now at 16.2 million continuous unemployment claims. That has continued to drive down a little bit. And just realize that there are 120 million people that are gainfully employed out there. All of them could be potential homeowners, which is where this is coming from, because everybody likes to focus on the people that are in forbearance or the people that are having problems coming up with rent and they need that $600 paycheck per week. And this is the Fed Financial Stress Index. We got back below zero. Remember, if you've been following me, you need to be below zero to see that everything is functioning the way it should. Just know that the Fed Financial Stress Index follows a lot of different financial instruments and then puts together this index. When it's below zero, it is good. And we are below zero. We had a reading last week and a reading this week of below zero. We're at 0.1726. That's strong. That's something to hang your hat on and say, hey, we're moving in the right direction, because we did go positive. U.S. retail sales are bouncing back very much like a V-shaped recovery as well, so that's another area where we're seeing a little bit of a V. And existing home sales is coming back. This is through NAR, this is nationally. You can see this number is trailing up. I know that once we get July closed sales, this number is going to continue to go up and it's going to look like a pretty V. And it's coming, so just expect it. But this is also a very positive chart. It's up 20.7% month to month. You can see, boy, you go from May to June, and June is 20.7, and July is going to look even better. So go to reportsonhousing.com, REPORTS on housing.com, and click on subscribe. Sorry that this went a little bit longer. I did go through quite a few slides on the distress because I wanted to get rid of a lot of the noise that I'm hearing out there. So you click on subscribe, you get a month free if you sign up utilizing the coupon code JULY, and there are sample reports. So I'd like to thank Kevin Buddy once again for his continued support of the housing debrief with Monarch Coast Financial. And he has more than one kind of borrower that he deals with, more than one kind of loan. And they do a lot. Monarch Coast Financial takes care of everything from full documentation all the way to private money and everything in between. And it's all about experience. He's got it. He knows how to help you out with your financing needs. He's been doing this since 1976. He knows a thing or two. And it's been around the block. It's absolutely fantastic. Tap into his services. Kevin Buddy with Monarch Coast Financial, 949-422-2075. That's 949-422-2075. Thank you, Kevin. And that's it. That's all I have for you. And we'll do a Q&A next week. It's been a long week. I want to spend some time with the family, but go ahead, ask some questions in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. I don't have any of my kids around because they're all outside playing. I can hear them off in the distance. But I just want everybody to enjoy your weekend, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you on the other side next Friday, 3 o'clock, once a week, Housing Debrief. Thanks much.